Hello, I'm Mark, and today I'm going to show you how I fix a fucked up print. So this is one of the 3D models I made of Shin Godzilla's skull. As you see here, the nose failed in the resin printer. At first I tried sculpting back the nose bridge, and then, that was too much work for it. So I'm going to do some magic and make this into its own little thing. Ta-da! So I got the armature right here. So the idea is to have one half sculpted like a normal Godzilla, just like the poster. And then the other half will just be an exposed skeleton. So I'll just sculpt the vertebrae right here, few spines, all that, and it'll be done for you in like 3 seconds, for me probably like a month. Ooh, see you whenever the fuck I see you. Okay, so it's been a while, but I'll explain what I did after I finished sculpting it, which is I basically just grabbed my phone and I opened up the first 3D scanner app I found, which was Polycam, and I just turned my phone around it and scanned it all. And then right here is what you see with rough scan, and then hopefully the screen starts recording. So what I did, I start off with a bunch of revision layers where I basically just work off the really rough 3D scan and start refining it more and more until it looks good enough. Alright, to explain it further, I moved the camera a little bit, but basically I just open up the app and all it does is I take photos of it from every angle I could possibly get. That way it could create a 3D model inside my phone, which takes a while because it's a phone doing all that work. But then I could just run to my computer, and then because I'm not paying for the premium version, which would be a direct STL, I just download like a GLTF, which is like a graphics something file. Basically, it's the STL with graphics on how the texture looks like, which is good for like video game modeling and stuff like that. But for me, I'm just gonna run it through a converter to turn it back to an STL. That way I'm gonna have this very rough file, and then, like I said before, I basically just do all the months hard work of sculpting this again on a computer, because of course I love doing more work for nothing. Okay, so this is what the very rough STL file looks like once you convert it from a GLTF. So as you see, it's very blocky and not that well done, to be honest. But the important part is that I got all the basic forms right here, so I don't have to worry about like getting the proportion of the head right and getting each little spine done. So that saves a lot of time. And then another big thing is, because I already made the STL file for the skull, I could just cut off that side of the face and plop the old STL file right in there. That way I don't have to worry about cleaning up a very rough scan. That leaves me a lot more time to like clean up all these rib cages, do the fun stuff in the guts, and just focus more on the texture of Godzilla's skin. Okay, so again, very rough start. So the second thing I do is cut away the teeth, because it's going to be harder to try to refine that, and it'd just be easier to plop in like new little cylinders and stretch it out to teeth. Again, still very low pixel count right here. And then you see I do a big jump from, this is when I start actually working. I start working on the detail. If you do render, you can see I also upped the polygons or whatever count. The map, the wireframe is a lot better now. And then on this side, still no skull. So after this point of like trying to get in a lot more details and doing a lot of the big heavy steps at this point, I again do nothing really. Just keep poking at it until I like it a little more. This file is a big one because I add up all for the eye. Again, looks very wonky at this moment, but it has teeth because I dropped in the skull STL file. Again, available at my website. I need the money for food and my cat. And so yeah, that's a nice big jump right there. Second one, again, very small, little subtle stuff. I like to save a lot in between steps because when the computer crashes, it's really annoying having to redo all your hard work. And then a little more steps. I'm starting to work a little bit more on the jaws, and just kind of refine it all. It's a slow process, and as you can tell, I'm not using a traditional 3D sculpting program. I'm using a very free online. This is, you just look up SculptGL and you'll find this program. It's very easy. It's I like using this because it's free and because my computer can run it. Because my computer can't run shit, and that's on my to-do list to get a better computer to run better programs. But at this moment, this is what I have, and I'll make it work. You know. Anyways, so we got this, and from this point on, I basically just keep messing with the eye and doing smaller details. See, pushed it further back in this, trying to even it out, matched up where the skull should, just small stuff like that. So I'd save a lot in between this, and then I come with the final file. So right now it's perspective. I like this, which this is just changes how the camera acts. So I feel like this is a little more accurate for this program, so you don't see everything so distorted. And this is the final file, and all that is left is to turn it into my slicer program and throw it into the 3D printer, and I could have a little 3D print. Okay, so here's my slicer program. It's the one that came with my 3D printer, so it's not the best. I do want to try. I hear a lot of good things about another one that I need to try. So open, and then I'm going to scroll down to find it if I can. Yep, there it is, number 15. It'll take a second to load. Then you see it's loaded up in glorious beauty. So the main thing you have to worry about is you want to hollow it. So I think that it right here. So you can choose the wall thickness, which is just like how hollow it's going to be. Then infill, which helps a lot so it doesn't fall apart in the printer and fuck everything up. I tried 0% for this and it died inside the printer. So don't recommend that for complicated stuff with a bunch of small details like I might. Anyways, so yeah, you start it, it's gonna process it, make it hollow. Then you also have to make a hole. I'll just skip over that for now. The main thing is you want to make it hollow, and then once it's done loading, you go to the tree supports, and I like just doing the normal plus all. I used to like individually add them up, and that does help. Like you can see the red spots, little points. You do all that, and it'll. But this is pretty easy. Well, the program just crashed on me, but you get the point. You throw the file in there, you slice it however you want, and then you download it onto a thumb drive and throw it into your 3D printer. Hopefully I have some video right here of the first time I printed it out. So I did like 2 small ones to like test out if it even works. I think I did did like the 14th and 15th file to see if the eyes looked right, and then a lot of 3D printing is just waiting because it takes fucking forever. Then you have to clean it off with rubbing alcohol and clean off the tools with rub. A lot of steps. Anyways, so I started printing this back in March. It is July at this moment, so that's like, I thought this video was gonna take like a week, honestly, but no, here I am, like 5 months later, and yeah. So I got like 5 3D prints, small ones and a thicker one, and I got it accepted into a museum downtown, and that's pretty cool. Here's selfies of me looking all pretty and nice and sexy even. Anyways, yeah, this video was supposed to come out back then. I was gonna be like, hey, go downtown in Tucson and look at my sculptures and shit, but here I am, months later, in my bedroom. Anyways, next big thing is gonna be Comic-Con, and I have this thing getting ready for that. So hopefully I'll have this video done before then. This one's been taking years though, so yeah. Brain's dying. I think that's gonna be like the end of this video. Thanks a lot if you watched it to the end. Say like "gato" or some random ass thing in the comments. That way I'll love you forever, always. Like this is a contract. And what else do I say? Check out my website. So because no one's ever bought from it. I know it sounds sad, but maybe yeah, I need to figure out if that program, if it actually works. And my cat's still bugging me, and hope you guys don't die from now until the next video, and see ya.